Hello traders, and welcome back to Trading with Bill. You can always go to my website at tradingwithbill.com. Traders, great to be with you, coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand. Cloudy skies. Not a beach day for me. There's probably people out there, but I like it sunny and hot. And of course, the beach looks wonderful, and so does the water. To tell you the truth, nice and flat. Beautiful day here in Thailand. Got lots to talk about today, and today is August 6th, 2015. Remember, we are helping losing traders become winning traders. So we've got a lot on the plate today. I'll get to that in the commentary section. For those of you who don't know me, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday, and yes, they do call me Bill. Started trading in 2006 in the Forex markets, and in 2008 I retired from being a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida, and 9 days later came to Thailand for a 3-month holiday. Well, traders, it's 8 years later and I'm still here. Just enjoying trading Forex and options on a daily basis. It's nice time zone. I can actually trade all day, evening, and night, and still get a good night's rest, and I still get a couple hours here and there. Breaks, I can go out, I can do whatever, go for dinner, come back, right for New York Open. So absolutely beautiful. So having a great time. I do trade every day. I do look at charts. I do look at fundamentals. Folks, don't let anybody tell you that you can trade without knowing fundamentals. They're just out of their mind, not in today's sentiment of the market. If you would have told me that 4 years ago, I would say, yep, you're probably right. But today, you have got to know what's going on, because they will whipsaw you 150 to 200 pips like in a flash, unless you trade without a stop, which to me that spells insanity, right? So yes, I do trade every day, always looking for opportunities and probabilities where the trade is on my side to be profitable at the end of the trade. And that's what I look for, and that's what I study up on. And like I said, fundamentals, technicals, charts, candlestick patterns, higher time frames, all that stuff. We do it all. So that's enough about me. Let's get to the risk disclaimer. Forex and options trading has large potential rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex and options market. Traders, most importantly, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's go over to commentary. Commentary today. We have a lot of data coming out on the pound today. There's in total, I think there's 7. We have some data coming out. Well, you're not going to get it in time, but there's data coming out 90 minutes into the London Open. And then at London lunch, there's 6 pieces of data coming out. Interest rate, meeting minutes, rate statement, all this stuff is all coming out at the same time. And it's just going to be mayhem. And what is tomorrow? Yes, it is NFP. This is my suggestion. Do not trade Forex today. Do not trade Forex till Monday. It is going to be crazy. Now, I will say, if you can trade Asia, there is Australian news in Asia, I'm pretty sure, tomorrow. And the first 2 or 3 hours of London, if you can get a trade and get out, that would be okay. But by 90 minutes, 2 hours into London, shut it down, because the market just clams up. By London lunch, there's nothing happening. The market just is waiting for that big NFP number, and there's nothing happening. You end up sitting in a trade for hours and hours and hours and looking at a screen going absolutely crazy. I think there's some opportunities today. If you are, professional trading, news data, man, you got plenty of it today. You got plenty of stuff to work with today. I don't trade the news. And the reason I don't trade the news is because I'm not good at it. So, there's certain things I'm good at, and there's certain things I'm not good at. I am not good at trading the news. When I first started trading Forex in 2008, 2009, I was really good at trading the news. And then I fell off the cliff, and I just don't have the touch anymore for it. And I was losing. And I said, well, I was taught, in the fire department that, especially when I went to command school, if you're not good at something, delegate it to somebody else. Well, I'm not good at trading the news. so I just don't trade it. Today, we're looking at all options charts. We are looking at all options charts. Not that I have a problem with looking at Forex charts, but we entered 3 new option trades, weeklies, today. So I wanted to go over with that. And we're getting into some, well, I'll show you the slide, but we're starting to get into a lot of options on these weeklies. Now, why do we do that? Because we're looking for weekly income, right? So this is our 4th week. Right, next Friday will be our 4th completed week. So we've entered trades on all 4 weeks. Now, some of these have expired already, and some of them are still running. And I think one goes out until September. So, you know, what we want to do is we want to get our weekly options in. And the reason is because we want some sort of income by the end of the week. And in order to get to catch up, you have to keep putting trades in every week. My point to the whole thing is, I 99% of the time do these videos off the cuff. I just do it from memory and stuff like that. So I apologize if you hear paper shuffling, because that's me looking at today's trades as I haven't memorized them yet. So, like I said, normally I do this off the cuff, but today we're probably going to cheat a little bit and take a look at some papers so I can give you some right information. I did write on the charts, so you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. And you don't have to write it down. You can just take a snapshot if you want. As usual, I did tell you that we're going to start looking at the, this is an option chart. This is my typical option chart that I look at every day. And like I told you, we are looking at the dollar index. And all I see on the dollar index is we still have an up arrow on our personal pivots, and we're still up. We closed with a doji yesterday, but at least it's green. So we're looking for this to continue to the upside, and we're just holding on that the dollar is going to stay strong, and that's it. But we're going to keep watching the dollar index every day. I will show you the dollar index chart, because when we get the down arrow, our train of thought and our trades will change. So we want to make sure that we stay with that. All right, first one you all know about, and it has really done very well, and that is our friend at Netflix. This is a Netflix, and this is a bullish put spread. So basically what that means is that we can get a 20% return if Netflix stays above 121 price by expiration of August 14th, which is a week away. Well, to be honest, yeah, it's really Saturday, but Friday at New York closes, no more trading. So, but actually it's Saturday when they actually close. But yeah, so we sold this at the 121 put, okay, but we have insurance at the 119. So this is a pretty tight thing, but we're at 123 now. So this would have to move down like $6, $5. That's a pretty big dump to the downside, even though we did see that with Apple this week, right? Did you see that? Apple's like down to like 118 or something like that. Like 2 months ago it was like 134. It's like down to 118. It's had like the worst ever sell-off. So like, I don't know what's going on with Apple, because I love Apple products. I have them all. I use them all. Thailand has not received the Apple Watch yet, so I'm waiting for that. They keep telling me next month, but they've been telling me that for the last 3 months. So I don't know. We might get one. We might not. We'll see what happens. But this is our Netflix trades. So remember, it needs to stay above the 121 by August 14th. And if it stays above the 121, which I presume it will, because Netflix is booming. I mean, really, really booming. So I'm expecting this to continue, and this looks like a pretty decent trade. All right, next one we're going to talk about is UVXY. UVXY is a ProShares Ultra VIX Short-Term Futures ETF by the New York Stock Exchange. The numbers are really hard to get to show up on this. So I wrote this on the chart. It's a bullish put spread, and we sold at 22.5, and we bought at 21. So for this to work, it needs to stay above 22.50 until August 15th. And we're at 25.07. So the biggest thing that this trade looks like is that this is like doesn't move a lot. It pretty much stays pretty level, right? So we're at 24.34 is the low, and we're at 25.07. So, you know, for it to get below our 22.5, it's going to have to drop some. But, you know, it's a little scary when you see that the low is at 24.34, and we need to be above 22.50. So I think we're going to be all right with this. Now, this again is only 8 days away, 7 days away, and we've entered this trade. So we're in this trade, and we're just waiting for the New York Open so the order will get accepted, and I'll show you that slide. This is a pretty neat stock. It was recommended to me, and I have to be honest with you, the chart looks really well. This is WYNN, and WYNN is it's Resorts Limited, and it's on the NASDAQ. And what we did was we sold at 110 and we bought at 113. So as long as this stays above 22.50 by August 14th, we're looking. I'm sorry. Wrong. Oh, sorry. This needs to stay below 110. Okay, this needs to stay below 110 at expiration, and expiration is August 21st. So we're going to be in this for 3 weeks, and then we have insurance where if this gets above 110, we have insurance at 113. So this is a long one. So we're going to be in here for quite a while, like 3 weeks. So, well, 2 weeks. Wow, it's a 7th already tomorrow. So yeah, we got 2 weeks of this. So this we have to August 21st is expiration date. So we need to make sure that we are below 110 to take profit. And we're looking at about a 10% return in our investment. Okay, next chart I wanted to show you was just a strike chart. And this was on the WYNN. I just put this out here. It was the last one that I entered. But I just wanted to show you that these are all entered. However, they have not been accepted yet. Thinkorswim has not entered the order yet. That's because Thinkorswim won't enter this order until the New York Open, until they open their platform. So, remember, everything in trading is all done to New York time. So I can't enter this as these are regular stocks. Now, some of the indices, you can get electronic trading, get entered in the middle of the day. Also futures is probably the biggest one that you can get in during the day, and you can get entered into the trade. However, this is not one of them. These three are not one of them because these are regular stocks. These aren't an indice, and these are not a future. So we're not in here. So let's take a look at our overall progress so far in the 3 weeks we've been at it. This is our 4th week. Our FedEx is still negative 115. Well, it's a lot better than it started. Remember 3 weeks ago it was at 185. So we're doing okay. Gold, we're in profit, $29. Netflix, I just sent to today, so we don't have anything. And the spiders were in profit, $10.50. Tesla had earnings yesterday, and I had no idea TLT. TLT were profitable at 19. Tesla were profitable at 16. I can't believe we're still in profit with Tesla after their earnings, because their earnings was bad. Twitter, this should not even be in here. I don't know why this is in here, so we won't even pay attention to that. And then we have our UVXY, which are both 0, and WYNN, which is our Resort Limited on the NASDAQ, which is at 0. So if you remember when we first put our first video up and we were talking about options, do you remember what? Now, when it's in parentheses, that means it's negative. Okay, you were negative. Do you remember what we were at? Does anybody remember? Now, we've entered a lot of trades since then, so if anybody remember what we were at that point? Yeah, we were like $1,700 in the negative that we've made up in, coming up on 4 weeks. So we've done pretty good for being pretty bad, right? Remember, I took that really bad hit. It was like $1,200. So, but I want to show you a couple of things here. One is that our delta is still at 46.93. This is great. This delta hasn't moved on us. This is what you want. You want this delta to stay. You don't want a 200 delta. You're in trouble. If you're on a weekly option and you have a 200 delta, you're in trouble. If you're on a monthly option and you're 3 or 4 weeks out, you can turn around and you can alter it. You can modify it, which you can't do in Forex. When you hit the button, you're in. Hit the next button, you're out, right? With options, you can adjust them, and that's the nicest thing about options. Just always remember something about options. Number one, they fluctuate in price, and number two, they all expire. And that's the main thing you need to know. And once a day, you look at your options and see where you're at and what's going on. I was taught that in weekly options, if you get to 60% or 80%, say on Thursday you got to say 70% or 65% of your profit, it's really not a bad idea just to take your money and go and not wait for Friday for it to expire automatically. And the only leg you want to take out is your sell. So you want to close your sell and keep the buy, just keep it and let it expire on its own, because the fees that they're going to charge you is way too high. They're going to charge you good fees to get out of the trade early. So you're always better just to let it expire, because you've already taken your profit. It's not going to trigger and you'll be fine. But, if you can take your money and run, right? So if you get to 60, 65, 70%, not a bad idea to bail out on that one. Wow, sorry, folks. We're at 18 minutes into this video already. Amazing how quick time flies. All right, that rounds up our options for today. A lot of options news today. And there's a possibility I will not do a video tomorrow. I might just do a quick options thing to see that those options got accepted, and that might be it. I'm not doing nothing with Forex. I don't trade on NFP Friday. In fact, I just sit back and watch the fireworks, even if I'm home. Usually, though, I have to be honest with you, I'm at happy hour by the time New York opens for NFP on a Friday. And the only Friday I do that is on NFP. I do not trade NFP, and if I'm around, I'll look at the chart and see the fireworks. But other than that, I don't trade NFP. So maybe I'll throw a short video in for you tomorrow to show you that these trades got accepted. Traders, have a great trading day, and always remember to trade smart and not hard. And we'll see you tomorrow. Take care, guys, girls. Bye-bye.